Yeah, get him. Yeah, go Evee. Yeah. Oh, hi. Should I do it? I don't know. What should I do? Should I do it? I don't know. Why? What's up, YouTube? Thanks for showing up on another video for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can tell from the title, this video is going to be talking about why I feel like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Evee are going to be great games. And I'm totally fine with the direction that they're taking the games. Before we get started on this video, I will tell you that I'm going to have a link down below where you can go to Amazon and pre-order the game. If you could do me a favor, if you're interested in the game, make sure you follow that link that I provided down below. Pre-order the game. If you're a Prime member, you're going to get the game day one, and I think you get a little bit of a discount on the game. I don't quite remember how that works, but make sure you follow the link down below. Pre-order the game, buy it. It helps me out, and it's going to help the Pokemon company out and let them know that the direction they're taking is okay. Now, I'm not saying that this is the direction I want them to take for the next mainline series game that's coming out next year. I definitely do already feel like there are some things that they need to change about this game. All in all though, the game is not that bad. It's not going to be that much different from the regular main series games. They do consider this a main series game, so keep that in mind. The only thing that we're really missing from this game so far that we know of are ranked online matches and battling wild Pokemon. That's about it. I will say that battling wild Pokemon is a big thing, especially for grinding and leveling and building up EVs, IVs. I never got into any of those things, and I've been playing Pokemon since Red, Blue, and Yellow days. Still never really got into the competitiveness of, building those kind of Pokemon, but I can understand why people are a little upset about that. Frankly, I'm a little upset about it myself. I do enjoy I do and I don't enjoy having to whittle down Pokemon's health to capture them. On one chance, it does bring a whole new kind of intensity to the game, and on the other, it can bring too much intensity to where, say you're soft resetting for a shiny Pokemon, and now you're trying to wrestle with it, trying to get its health low enough, but not too low to capture it. Pretty stressful, especially when you're restarting for like thousands of times trying to get a shiny. But anyway, this video is supposed to be about the positives, not the negatives, and there's only really two negatives about it. One of them is pretty big, but anyways, let's get on with the video. First thing I want to say that makes me really okay with this game is that this is their first step into it. They're going to learn things from this game and iterate on it for if they do decide to make another Let's Go Pokemon game, they'll go to my favorite region, which is Johto. And when they get there, they're going to learn all the mistakes that they learned from this one, iterate on it, and make things better for the next one, which happens to be my favorite generation, or my favorite region. So I'm a-okay with this. Kanto is a great region. I have a lot of fond memories of Kanto. I played it a lot as a kid, especially on Pokemon Yellow. That was like my favorite game until Pokemon Crystal, I guess. And so now Soul Silver, Crystal are my favorite Pokemon games. That's besides the point. The point is that they can take the learning experiences from this game, iterate on it, and make it better for Johto if they do decide to, carry on with the next Pokemon Let's Go games. They can have everything better for Johto, which is the better region than Kanto. And besides, if they do keep the tradition of Johto, we'll get to go back to Kanto anyways and have these better mechanics and such. It's just all around better. Game Freak can get their feet wet in the Nintendo Switch, understand it, learn from it, iterate on it. This is perfect. The next thing that makes me more okay about this game is that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Evee are essentially what Pokemon Go should have been. Having actual training, battles, multiplayer battles, PvP, and added benefit that you can go solo on these things and actually get legendary Pokemon by yourself or with a friend if you so decide, which is also another great addition to the game is, local multiplayer. But besides that point, the ability to do everything that Pokemon Go promised us and never delivered on, we can do it in Let's Go. And that's very exciting for me, especially with how Pokemon Go is, because like the only way you can get legendaries is if you do raid battles with several other people. And I'll tell you right now, if you've seen some of my other videos or seen my Twitter post, which you probably haven't, the raid battles are a little hit and miss. I've attended 2 raid battles and used 2 raid passes, and guess what? Nobody was there. There was nobody there for the Latios raid, and there was nobody there for the Ho-Oh raid. Which you would think Ho-Oh, people would be showing up left and right trying to get Ho-Oh, right? No. Nobody was there. I couldn't get these legendaries because I can't solo a raid by myself. I'm not sure if it's entirely possible for people to solo raids. I haven't looked into it, but I know I'm too low of a level to try to solo a raid by myself, especially one against Ho-Oh. So to be able to solo going to get these legendary Pokemon in this Let's Go game, which is essentially like Pokemon Go that was promised to us, it's exciting to me. And you know, like how I was talking about, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Evee are essentially Pokemon Go how it should have been. And Pokemon Go better than it actually is, or better than what it could be. Because the thing about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Evee is that these games are going to be more accessible to people than Pokemon Go. People can get the Pokemon Go experience from the couch or wherever. They still get that Pokemon Go experience, which is amazing because there are people that cannot get outside to go do these things. And even if they do, they still can't do some things like the raids if nobody shows up. So it's a double negative right there. Certain people can't get outside. Certain people don't have time to go outside. Certain people don't have to attend these events in different states and stuff to get these special legendary Pokemon and events and stuff. And people just don't have the time for it. Some people work all day. Some people work all night. Some people work weekends. Some people work holidays. Some people work everything. They just can't get away from work. They can't get the time to go do these things. And it sucks for people, especially for hardcore Pokemon fans such as myself. Well, mostly hardcore fan, because since I don't do the competitive training and stuff, I play Pokemon games for fun, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is that this is what Pokemon Go should have been. Sure, the gimmick of going outside was fun at first, but that quickly wore off. I remember going out in the first few weeks playing Pokemon Go and everybody was out. Even late at night at places where you would normally not see people, there were tons of people there. Nowadays, it's barren. I can't get legendary Pokemon because nobody plays it anymore. And heck, I even barely play it because I don't really care for the mechanics of it. With this game, you're still catching Pokemon, you're still battling Pokemon, albeit against other trainers and such. You're still going on an adventure with Pokemon, discovering places, trying to find different kind of Pokemon, rare Pokemon. This game is great. It's going to be great and it's going to be fun. And any true Pokemon fan is going to enjoy this kind of game. Any true Pokemon fan is also going to have a problem with some of the things that are lacking in it, i.e. ranked battles and battling wild Pokemon. But it's really just a stepping stone for the next game. Like I said, Game Freak is getting their feet wet with the Switch. They're getting to understand the hardware and the software behind it, the optimizations and everything else behind it, trying to see what they can and can't get away with. And honestly, they probably didn't have enough time to build up all the assets for the next Pokemon game that's coming out next year. So this is a good stepping stone for us to actually see what's going to happen next year with the next Pokemon game. And this game is, like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to have just about everything that you want from a mainline Pokemon game in it. And you know, like my pretend good friend, somebody that doesn't even really know me, Tim Getty said on Kinda Funny Games, is that this is essentially Pokemon Go 2, which I'm completely okay with. Pokemon Go was an awesome concept. They just didn't execute it. So this game being essentially Pokemon Go 2, they're executing it, and it's going to be incredibly fun, especially since I can play with somebody next to me. There's multiplayer. I can have somebody join me in the game, which is something that people have been wanting for years. Multiplayer. So this is going to be a great game. People don't need to worry. On another thing, with people suggesting this is going to be like Pokemon Go how it should have been, or Pokemon Go 2, I also see it as how Pokemon Stadium should have been. People that play Pokemon Stadium back in the N64 days, and I believe it came out on the GameCube and maybe the Wii, I stopped following it after a while. But people were thinking that Pokemon Stadium should have been essentially how Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is going to be. In those Pokemon Stadium games, you didn't catch Pokemon. They were essentially given to you. Well, I guess except for Gale of Darkness where you do kind of catch Pokemon, but even still, this is like an iteration off of Gale of Darkness. Catching Pokemon, battling trainers. I don't think you battled wild Pokemon in any of the Pokemon Stadium games. If I'm wrong, tell me down below that I'm wrong and tell me, which game it is, because obviously I didn't play all the Stadium games, so I don't know for a fact 100%. But for the most part, from what I understand from previous Stadium games, you don't battle wild Pokemon, you just battle trainers and gym leaders and such. So this game is essentially Pokemon Go how it should have been, Pokemon Go 2, how Pokemon Stadium would have evolved. Honestly, I'm looking at it as like cross between Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go 2, whatever you want to call it. But it's called Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, I know. But this game is going to be fun. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a great adventure. It's going to be great going back to Kanto, seeing Professor Oak again, fighting across the Nugget Bridge, battling Team Rocket again. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nostalgic. The only thing I'm missing is wild Pokemon encounters, which they could patch in later. You never know. I highly doubt they'll patch it in later, but you never know. They could. And like I said, this is all just a stepping stone. It's going to make the next Pokemon game main series next year great. It's going to make the next Pokemon Let's Go games great if they do come out with those. And if they go to Johto, this is just going to be a great game. Trust in it and play the game. Give it a chance instead of just judging it from the start. There has been a lot of misinformation about it, about whether there will be online battles and trading and such. And there's going to be online battles. There's going to be trading. It's just not ranked, which is fine with me. I didn't get into the competitive scene at all. I just played it for the enjoyment and for the adventure. Take what I said to heart. It's going to be a fun game. Trust me. Trust me enough to pre-order the game from the link down below. I'm going to say that again. I know it's horrible of me, but trust me. Pre-order the game. Buy the game. Support Pokemon Company. Support Game Freak. Don't give them all this crap about this game. Really, it's a great Pokemon game. It's going to be a great Pokemon game. And if it isn't, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be a hard person to please, I guess. But just give the game a chance, guys. It's going to be great. They're putting their heart and soul into it. It's a stepping stone. It's a great stepping stone. Give it a chance. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be talking about more Pokemon stuff in the future. Not even just Pokemon stuff. I'll be talking about other games. I'll be talking about tech, reviewing tech. I like to do vlogs from time to time. I don't do them very often because I'm a busy college student and I barely have time to even make these videos. But if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe. Follow the, subscribe button down below. And I'll catch you later. Peace. And pre-order the game down below. Follow the link.